Employees had a reasonable expectation that they would work for one employer for the duration of their professional careers, just 30 years ago. Nowadays, if you don't change jobs every 2 years, you're being foolish. And there's a growing movement among some people to make you think it's foolish even to have a regular job. Welcome to the Financial Flow. Please like and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay up on our latest videos. Young professionals are increasingly being influenced by the culture of entrepreneurship, investing, and freelancing to choose career paths that are not in their best interest. Of course, starting a business can be very rewarding. The YouTube business is arguably the world's easiest to operate. Distribution of the goods, advertising, accounting, hosting of the servers, and billing are all taken care of. It also carries a very low risk. It's time to learn how many functions in order to understand why becoming a business owner might not be all that is cranked up to be. If you have ever even subliminally believed that you are destined to be one, you are probably inundated with advertisements and recommendations from people who rave about how wonderful it is to own a business if you are someone who is in my core. There is a really intriguing reason why this trend has become more popular in recent years. The first is just that it's well-liked content medium. The second is that perpetrating it has gotten much simpler. The third is that there is a sizable population that depends on you accepting it as true. You might assume that the establishment would be opposed to people starting their own businesses. They merely desire hardworking, diligent little helpers who can help them become wealthy. A business owner doesn't want competitors, so that's the last thing they want. That's not exactly true though. While some business owners may not like it when their employees go off on their own, a much larger and louder group actually benefits greatly from people's desire to start their own businesses. The concept of being your own boss has been the foundation for some of the biggest businesses in the world. Some of the earliest instances of this were businesses that engaged in multi-level marketing. When the American dream was still very much alive in the 1950s, the idea of starting your own business sounded great to the rapidly expanding middle class. The issue was that starting a business was very difficult, especially in the pre-internet era. If you wanted to expand, you needed supplies, a physical location, tools, and staff. Due to the prohibitively high entry cost, most people opted to continue working as regular employees. Early MLM, or multi-level marketing businesses, made the claim that people could launch their own businesses by utilizing the resources of an established business, eliminating all of these entry barriers. Naturally, these businesses have appalling success rates, and the majority of respectable business people think of them as outright frauds. In an MLM, you are statistically more likely to lose money than you are in a pyramid scheme that is completely fraudulent, but that is unimportant. No matter how you feel about these groups, it's impossible to deny that their message centers largely on how wonderful it is to be your own boss. Of course, a never-ending list of businesses that support the idea of being your own boss, setting your own hours, and doing away with the 9-to-5 have joined MLMs in recent years. These businesses have perceived differently by the public in different ways. Some are perceived negatively, while others are perceived favorably. Whatever the cost, they all still function the same. They advocate for the viewpoint that starting a business is worthwhile but challenging. Since there are risks in every business, this isn't even the biggest issue. All of these companies are a part of what academics refer to as the platform economy, in which individuals set up independent businesses that operate almost entirely under the auspices of a larger corporation. You don't get server hosting, marketing, and product development for free. So the main issue with these platform economy businesses that people start isn't that they take a cut of the profits. The main issue is that business owners in the platform economy are beholden to the platforms on which they base their enterprises. They don't have much of an influence if Uber decides to cut a driver's pay per mile in half. In the event that a Fiverr freelancer is terminated from the website, they will lose their business. And if YouTube decides to stop recommending videos, then people will have to return to looking for a traditional job. This brings us to the third group, which wants you to think that running your own company is the best thing ever. We have already discussed the evil con artists and the shady middlemen, but the real well-wishers are perhaps the worst culprits when it comes to encouraging people to start their own businesses. I'm more referring to those who operate online forums or make instructional videos on how to set up an online store. They might genuinely want what's best for you, but there are two things that they might not be aware of. The first is that, consciously or not, they continue to rely heavily on their audience's assumption that they can reproduce their success. These public figures are unlikely to keep their viewers for as long if people begin to believe that being their own boss isn't all that it's cracked up to be. This will indicate that they are more likely to omit or minimize the challenges and risks associated with operating a business. They will suffer from selection bias as well. On YouTube, you have a much higher chance of watching professionally made and well-liked videos. Successful business owners are going to be the ones with popular YouTube videos. It stands to reason that one video will be more likely to be recommended to you, and that you will want to watch it more often. Although the other type of video may be much more prevalent, viewers will be less likely to want to watch it, making it less likely that it will initially be suggested to you. You will only ever hear one of these people's stories, even if they are both sincerely trying to share their business experience. However, the same principle also holds true for Facebook friends who appear to be successful business leaders on Instagram and TikTok influencers. The idea that starting a business is a good thing is promoted, while the idea that it's risky and it's difficult is downplayed. Even after all of this, you still want to start an amazing business. I, personally, want people to be aware of the realities of starting their own business. Everything involves some sort of ease, certainty, or reward trade-off. A regular job or driving for Uber are both options that are easy and highly certain, but you must accept the rewards won't be as high. You could choose a career path that guarantees a high income, such as becoming a doctor or lawyer, but you must be willing to put in a lot of work. A YouTuber is a great example of a job that doesn't require much work at all, but still has the potential to pay well because, despite what they will all tell you, they don't actually put in as much effort as, say, doctor or lawyers. Of course, the issue is that for this work, you have to be incredibly lucky, because everyone would be doing it. Ease, certainty, and high reward cannot exist simultaneously. For business, the same holds true. If someone makes a big deal out of how simple it is to start a certain kind of business or how you are assured of specific returns, which should not be a selling point but rather a huge red flag. Easy entry into a business means that it will also be easy for your rivals to enter. Less profit and higher risk of failure are the results of increased competition. If you really want to start a business, you should look for a niche market, or even better, something that only you can do. This may depend on your knowledge, connections, or even financial resources. That implies that you must first spend 10 years working in the field, that you must accumulate enough cash to design the first prototype, or that you must simply network before opening your business. Whatever it is, it will be much better for you to start a difficult to enter business than one that you can start online within an hour. When you finally reach the readiness stage, you might decide it's not worth the stress at all and would prefer to focus on preparing a comfortable, healthy retirement. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Have a good one.